As a church, we've set aside this month for prayer and fasting as we are looking ahead to what God has next for us. And tonight, we're actually meeting together at the church and we're just having a time of prayer. And I'm putting this video out at the same time to just kind of highlight one of the subjects that we're going to be talking about. And you might be watching this when it's first put out. You might be watching it months later. I don't know. But it's an important thing for us to talk about with regard to prayer because I think sometimes prayer is misunderstood. You don't have to have a specific series of words to say. Prayer is just conversation with God. He just wants us to communicate with him. But there's something to be said for setting aside time, for actually making an appointment with him, so to speak. We read in Mark 1, verse 35, it says, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed." You see, Jesus knew the value of prayer. And prayer was so important to his life that his disciples saw this in him and even asked him for him to teach them how to pray. And one of the things that we see in this short verse, there's so much in there because he actually it's showing that he picked a time. He went away. He went to a specific place by himself. And so he had a time and a place that he was committing specifically to prayer. And again, you don't have to have a specific time and a specific place to pray, but it is important. This is an important spiritual discipline to at least explore. Because while God will listen when we have those prayers that just come up and we just need to say something to him, absolutely, God is listening and he wants us to feel like we can just talk to him. There's also something to be said for making an appointment. If we were running a business and we wanted to have a special conversation with someone who was really important, we wouldn't just wait for them to show up or wait until we run into them. We would make an appointment and we would make sure that we had that on our calendar. And who's more important than God? And so I think it's a vital thing for us to at least try that we set aside a time and a place where we say, you know what, maybe we just try it out once a week or 2 or 3 times a week, where we say, I'm gonna say at this time, on these days, this is my appointment with God. This is a time where I'm gonna set everything else aside and I'm just gonna commit this time to talk to him, but also to listen and to see what does God have for me today. I hope you'll give that a try. I hope that you'll make that appointment and just see how it changes your prayer life. I'll be praying that as you take those steps towards committing those times of prayer, that God just blesses that time that you spend with him, that he blesses it richly.